Younger conservatives may be looking up and seeing, wow, their party, the GOP, is almost like that dog that actually managed to catch the car and has gotten its snout smashed in. Last week, all but 8 Republicans in the US House voted against a bill that would protect access to contraceptives. Republican opposition to the bill surprised no one except the conservatives, younger conservatives, who voted these politicians into office. Here's a sample. Farting Tacos, a conservative, says, why vote against HR 8373 birth control bill? Okay, my ignorance is showing. I'm looking at HR 8373 and having a difficult time reading it because all I hear in my head is Nancy Pelosi's shrill voice as if she were reading the dang thing. Why would anyone vote against the bill? I've been a conservative my entire life, and even I would support something that ensures that a contraceptive was available to anyone who wanted actual family planning services. Are people concerned that abortions would be considered contraceptives? Is it a gateway during drug kind of situation? I've got to be missing something here. Insights and thoughts. Oh, by the way, that post got almost 2,000 upvotes, so a lot of people agreed. Here's some of the comments on that post. Birth control has literally prevented more abortions than any other entity, hands down. It's true. Bobby Wake writes, it also prevents a lot of STDs. Maybe that is the reason. High Caliber Mitch, another conservative, it's not even a government will pay bill. Deomed One wrote, who was voting against this? I really want to know. I will be watching my Republican congressman regarding this. My mother and I are conservative and fully support it. We believe birth control prevents abortions. It's a good thing. Environmental East wrote, because we are on the wrong side, follow the money. Birth control is acceptable. Same as voting against pot. We're getting left behind. Our causes are being lost because our leaders are stuck in 1900. Someone else writes, I never thought leopards would eat my face. Sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. By the way, in terms of the polling, Americans massively support access to contraception. That won't come as much of a surprise. Birth control enjoys broad public support. A large majority of all adults, 86%, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, and political affiliation and region, support access to all methods of contraception. Nearly 9 in 10 adults, 87% agree that everyone deserves access to the full range of birth control methods, no matter who they are, where they live, and what their economic status is. Adrian, for the last couple of years, a lot of women's rights groups have been saying, you know what, it's not gonna be just we're banning abortion, except in the cases of the rape, incest, and life of the mother. They're gonna go full ban on abortions. And a lot of more centrist Democrats said, no, that's not what the Republicans want. The Republicans will never commit political suicide by going that far and by banning all abortions and by banning contraception. And that's what they're doing in state after state. The evangelicals, the right-wing Christian fundamentalists have said, okay, we got a victory at the Supreme Court, let's go even further. So the people who were worried years ago have been proven right, and a lot of Democrats, in my view, have been caught asleep at the switch.
No, absolutely. It's like there have been so many of us out there who have been speaking truth, and it's just so incredibly weird because people, of course, they don't want to listen, but now they're going to be in situations, especially this one in particular, where if you lose access to contraceptives, all of a sudden, as a man, maybe you thought this doesn't bother me because it doesn't impact me, but all of a sudden you're going to be stuck with some kids you don't want. How's that going to go for you? Like, it just, there are so many people out there who have buried their head in the sand, who don't listen to people, who don't listen to experts, don't listen to people who have dogs in the fight. And then they're just stuck on stupid, and all of a sudden they're shocked and shaken. And I'm just, I really don't have anything more for them. It's like, you don't listen anyway, so why am I going to exhaust myself again by trying to educate you about what's to come? Just, suffer the consequences. The crummy part is that it's gonna be people like me and people who look like me who are gonna suffer the most. It's just a matter of so many people didn't wanna do a damn thing about it when they could. So, I don't know.
I remember 25 years ago during the Clinton administration, I think it was Bill Clinton who said something like, we need to make abortions less necessary. And that was his way of saying, let's have more sex education in school. Let's make contraception more readily available. Let's pass out condoms at community centers. Let's make sure people know how to use contraception. And Republicans who said that they were against abortion didn't want to go there. They didn't want to talk about contraception. They didn't want to talk about birth control. And some of us, I think, in the media just said, okay, well, this is too squeamish of an issue for them. Maybe they're worried politically about their evangelical base. And so they just don't want to talk about it, even though when you talk to most Republicans away from the cameras, they'll say, of course, we believe in contraception. Of course, we believe in birth control to prevent unwanted pregnancies. But now the Republicans are stuck. It's like now we found out, no, Republicans really just didn't want to address the issue. They didn't want to address birth control. They wanted to go a lot farther than abortion. And so for younger conservatives in particular, and Adrian, I've had a couple of friends now who have said they have family members who are, one family member who's not going to go to Tulane University in Louisiana because that's a state that has some of the most draconian laws against reproductive rights. Somebody else who's not going to go to school in University of Texas Law School because of the Texas abortion. So it feels like this is the next step. That okay, for Democrats or progressives, yes, we lost at the Supreme Court, but now there's a price that we can exact on these institutions and on people by using the power of our pocketbooks and wallets to say, okay, if you're a state that's going to do this, then you're going to have to pay.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact is that's going to hit our economy, our GDP, everything about how we do business is now going to tank. The problem is that a lot of us states, many of us blue states have been sustaining the rest of the nation, Callie, what's up, are going to have to bear even more when everyone else starts going under, when people don't want to go to certain states, when those institutions and businesses start falling apart. And it's unfair because also the decisions they're making are unwise. They're curbing people's civil rights without having any good reason whatsoever, other than wanting to maintain this faux puritanical nonsense upon which our nation is built, even though it does nothing more than wax poetic to the ignorant. And I am tired of it. The vast majority of Americans are tired of it. But if they don't start voting in a way that doesn't focus on uplifting white male supremacy, we are simply going to get more of it.
I agree 100%, and I feel like this is so. There are a lot of reasons to be embarrassed and by the United States, by our racist past and present. By the way, police have disparities in how they treat white people and black people, by to the incarceration rates and the differences, and also the way our society has treated women for so long. And so many of us thought, okay, but we were making progress, and we have been making progress, and now this is like such a giant step backwards. It's humiliating. It's embarrassing. Whether you go around the world and in other countries, people in other countries say, what is wrong with America these days? What was once supposed to be this sort of shining beacon on a hill, shining light on a hill, and now it's going dark. It's like America's headed back to the medieval ages, and women this is not a safe place for women anymore. That's where this country has become, and it's a crying shame. And hopefully, there's enough of us who will stand up and act and take action, whether it's direct action by voting and participation, or whether it's action we're using our wallets and our pocketbooks to make sure that society sees there is a cost for going backwards, and the cost should not be borne by the least among us.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.